Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot Monthly Horoscope for July 2019, and this is for you coming from Libra. So first, let me give you my email address, which is andyhoro9, ANDIHORO 9, the number 9 at gmail.com. Send me an email if you have any questions. Now, the first card that I'm going to pull will be to do with your first 15 days of July. And I'm going to tackle your area of job for you coming from Libra. Well, where your job is concerned, I'm sorry to say it's not a very good card. It says there will be plenty of delays and frustration to get what you want. Not more money will come, not more status will come. You will be very restless with this card, even depressed. And you will need to be careful not to make rash moves. So don't resign just because you're unhappy. Stay put if you can, because to find a new job in the first 15 days, the news is also not very good. So work harder than you can, and situations will improve. Regarding your business and finances, let's see what the card says for you coming from Libra. It's a card that says you are forced to make changes you don't like to make in the first 15 days of July. And that could be because you are trapped in whatever you are trying to do in business. So you can't run away in the sense to try and get new businesses or trying to do new things. The advice would be better stay as you are, lie low, control your exposure to risk financially. Because whatever you try and do, you seem to be not with this card be able to move ahead. So there's a sign of entrapment here. So be cautious in business. Don't be adventurous. Don't look into new areas. Now, regarding romance, new and old, in the first 15 days of July. Well, it's a card that says you don't know what you are doing, basically. So chasing for a new romance, and even if you find one, ask yourself, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're getting into? Because you coming from Libra, the first 15 days show that this is all infatuation and temporary. So finding a new romance, you have to remind yourself it could be temporary, it could be infatuation, which shows that long-termness and steadiness won't be there. Now I'm going to pull another card to talk to you about your ongoing romance and let's see what the card says. Well, this is a much better card. You can see the position of the sun right on the top. So all you need to do, because it's you listening to me, all you need to do is to control your ego and improve your tolerance, improve your teamwork, and you'll have a better chance of being happier in that romance that you are having. Simple as that. Try to be that nice person you really are and try to show it, and you'll have a better chance of keeping that ongoing romance together and happy. Now we'll talk about marriage and family for your first 15 days, and let's see what the card says. It's a card called the Hermit, which simply means that either you're not talking to your marriage partner or your marriage partner is not talking to you. Don't be the hermit. You need to communicate. So to overcome the difficulties of this card, communicate. Find out why these first 15 days of July are going to be troublesome, because they are going to be troublesome. So when you communicate, you can listen to your partner's growls or your partner's difficulties or your partner's unhappiness. If you both become hermit and don't talk to each other, then the problem will become really bad because nobody will know what to do for each other. So don't be the hermit, communicate, try to be flexible, and you'll be quite all right after that. But it's going to be difficult in the first 15 days where your marriage is concerned. Work your best. Last 16 days of July, where your job is concerned, for you coming from Libra. Let's see what the last 16 days of July say where your job is concerned. And it says terrible things. It says you are trapped. Well, you're trapped because you either can't afford to leave that job that you hate, or that you cannot find anything new that you have been applying for. So to tackle this card, I would say stay where you are. for the last 16 days of July. The entrapment may simply mean that you're not looking for worse problems. It's sometimes better to be with the devil that you know. Yes, you're going to be very unhappy and frustrated in that job of yours in the last 16 days of July. But it says stay put, weather the storm, and then let's see what happens in the following month after that. So a lot of unhappiness for you where job is concerned. And now about business and finances for the last 16 days. He says there is money to be made, but you'll have to wait for it. So patience is a key word. But I look at this card and I worry that perhaps a tendency to be too optimistic is there. So don't be too optimistic about putting your money out. That's all I ask you not to do. Try to hold on to your finances. Try to be careful as possible. This card doesn't show that you're going to be cheated or you will lose. But it says whatever you start in the last 16 days of July is not going to bear fruit very quickly. So there's a long period of waiting. So you might as well hold on to your money and later on see what you want to do with it. Now about romance, new and old. So let's see what the card says. Well, it's all about collision, colliding here, colliding there, differences of opinion, not agreeing with each other. It's going to be a difficult month for you. And if you find a new romance in this last 16 days, I would say be very careful. It's going to put you under severe stress of every kind in the last 16 days. So the card to find a new romance is not good. Better to just wait and see and let things develop slowly. Now I'm going to pull a card about your ongoing romance that you may already have right now. And let's see what the card says. Well, it's a card of separation, the card of separation. But that may not mean that you need to be separated, but there could be separation of thoughts, separation of ideas. Just separation simply means there's no togetherness. So there's no togetherness in that ongoing romance of yours in the last 16 days. How sad is that? So as you listening to me, and if you value that person that you're having a romance with, then you've got to find the solutions, because now I'm prompting you that if you don't, then it will start with verbal separation, move on to emotional separation. So you have to work very hard with the romance you are in to keep it nice and happy. But try your best. Now about marriage and family. So let's see what the card says. Well, marriage and family. All right, it's a card of give and take, which means there are issues in your marriage area in the last 16 days. So it's you listening to me. So why not take as much as you can, in the sense that don't dish it out. Just accept whatever is going wrong. Try to find solutions very calmly. Because if you go to the other side of domination or stubbornness or shown on this card, then you will be having more problems. It's not the card of breakup. It's the card of being very unhappy with your circumstances right now. So as I said, if you value your marriage, are we talking about marriage? Yes. If you value your marriage, tell yourself you have to be very careful, because unhappiness can grow very quickly in this last 16 days of July. Now we're going to talk about your lucky ages. There'll be certain people who will become very lucky, and I'm going to mention these certain ages when I look at this card. And let's see what it says for you coming from Libra. Oh, it's a wonderful card, money card, happiness card, and that's for people, you coming from Libra, that's for people who might be the ages of 15 or 24 or 33 or 42 or 51 or 60 or 69 or 78. So if you're of any of these ages, you'll be lucky in everything that you want in the month of July. You'll have that specialness about you, even going to the casino. So if you're not of these ages which I mentioned, then you'll need to see me one day for a 90-minute session, which will cost you USD $50. We'll talk about that a bit more. Now about your lucky dates, DATES, for the whole month of July. Well, if from this card, I'm going to say that look forward to the 8th, the 17th, and the 26th. The 8th, 17th, and 26th are going to be very, very lucky days for you. Apply them to every area of your life, the romance, the marriage, the job, the business, the finances, the going to the casino, for travel. So 8, 17, and 26 are going to be 24 hours, each of them going to be very lucky for you. Now about your lucky colors for you coming from Libra. And let's see what the colors say. Well, I'm going to choose the colors of Venus, which are turquoise from this card. So wear plenty of turquoise, undergarments, top garments, contact turquoise somehow or another, and you'll be lucky in most things that you want in your life. Turquoise is the planet of giving you things in abundance. So you will get all that you want falling into your lap easily. So wear plenty of turquoise. And now for you coming from Libra, about the direction. So why direction? Well, there are 9 planets placed around Earth. And when you look left, you look right, you look straight, you look back, you're going to be facing a planet or another. So from this card, I'm going to choose the direction of east. So face east for inspiration in any area of your life, to attract goodness, to attract happiness. Face east during the whole month of July if you can, whether in the office, whether at home, whether anywhere, and you will see that good luck comes to you in plentiful. Well, that's the information I have for you. I have a 90-minute session, and in that 90 minutes, I'll talk to you about your next 7, 8, or 9 years based on your date of birth, your time of birth, looking at your palms. And from there, I will give you your personal lucky lottery numbers, your lucky colors, your lucky gemstones, your lucky days, your lucky directions, a lot of other information from the universe. So send me that email, AndyHoro9, ANDIHORO9, Andy, ANDIHORO9, the number 9 at gmail.com. And remember, this 90-minute session will cost you USD $50. Well, I hope to see you soon. In the meantime, try and have a wonderful month of July. Thank you and goodbye.